All right. This is the place where sports opinions collide. Dead in Sports. I am your host, Kenneth B. Inch. Joining me on the show, we got Shelton J.
What's the word, man? What's happening?
Nikki Duce.
What's going on, y'all?
Yeah.
Hey,
FIFO 24/7.
What it do?
Yeah, man. So as you guys know why we're here. We're here to recap the Super Bowl, the main event, as somebody put in the chat, and maybe get into a little basketball because that's where we're gonna transition to. So, but yeah, we got some things to unpack, man. So, I'm gonna hand it off to Nikki Duce.
All right. Shit. All right. As we all know, the biggest sporting event of the year happened this past weekend on Sunday. Bengals versus Rams. How was the Rams the away team at their home field?
They were?
Yeah.
Well, it didn't have nothing to do with that. It was, I forgot the reason why. Let me see.
It's a stupid ass reason why, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, the Rams won the Super Bowl 23 to 20. I actually called that score. I just had the Bengals winning 23-20. I think. Shit, what was y'all just overall thoughts? I got questions, but like, what was y'all overall thoughts watching that Super Bowl? Did it turn out exactly how y'all thought it was going to be, or was it actually more interesting than like going into it?
It was more interesting because of the OBJ injury. I think pre-OBJ injury, I think you saw the Rams really start to establish what they wanted to do. And when he went out, they struggled. So I think if he would have stayed healthy, it was what I thought it was going to be. But when he went down, you know what I'm saying, they struggled offensively to find somebody else outside of Cooper Kupp consistently. And, the Bengals, they was in it, man. They was in it. So I wasn't surprised when they kept making their runs. I think I was more surprised toward the end when the magic wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I expected. Joe Burrow, man, them dudes, they for real second half. They're a real second half team. And I anticipated that. But when they couldn't get 1 yard, that really surprised me. I didn't think that that's how the game would have ended. I think that I felt like they should have been able to drive the ball, even with all of the sacks and all of the pressure and all of that. But, overall, good game. I think that's the main thing that I wanted, and that's what I expected. Good game.
What about you, Sheldon?
It was a real good game. The stars came to play. Every name that we thought was going to show up showed up at some point in that game, and that's what you hope for from a Super Bowl, is a close game, and you hope that the people who you're paying the money to see is going to show up and play. And I think, like I said, everybody had a moment. You can go down the list of those names that we mentioned, and they all had some moment. Starting with OBJ, even though he went down, he had a moment before he left. So everybody in that list of players had a moment. I really thought that since he was going to do what they always do and close it out, I thought they would. But that defense, boy, that Rams defense stepped up. They stepped up big.
Yeah.
I think watching it for me, man, it was good to not have a rooting interest. And knowing that one way or the other, we're going to have a first-time Super Bowl champ, at least at the quarterback position, and on a lot of teams outside of like Von Miller. I believe he's the only one that got a second one.
Yeah.
Probably a couple of maybe somebody else,
some other ones that we haven't forgot.
People we don't know.
Yeah.
So it was good to kind of just watch a little bit carefree, even though there was like, oh man, it was like, it would be cool to see this person win one. Oh, it'd be cool to see this person win one. But both could not win. I think, especially in that third quarter, my biggest takeaway was it was some, as Kyle said, it was a lot of tight butts on the field.
It was
lemon booty everywhere, all over the field.
Both sides.
Everybody was scared to make a play. We saw that McVay face. I don't know yet. That McVay face that gets like red and kind of palish, and his eyes start bucking. I was like, oh shit, these motherfuckers in trouble. But yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, we got an exciting Super Bowl game. So yeah.
I had a rooting interest in this game. And I was actually out of town I was in Denver for this game. And I was just on some little excursion shit. But I felt like it was good for me not to be in Cincinnati or be in LA. Because I was gonna be a totally different person based off that game. But as I'm watching the game, I'm like, oh shit, they could probably actually win this.
Yeah.
And the first thing I was thinking about before even that was our defense is balling right now. Like they only averaged with like less than 3 yards a carry. That run game was non-existent for the Rams.
1.6, I think it may have gotten
also
to
less than 2 yards per carry.
It was bad.
They was getting in the backfield like they had the bad offensive line.
Like they reading the plays, like they was in the playbook.
Oh, they probably pulled a Belichick.
They could have.
And that's what it made me think like, oh shit, if Sean McVay loses this, that is going to be a huge ding to whatever reputation he got. And not only that, he lost to his coaching tree. Because right now they're trying to hype up Sean McVay's coaching tree and a lot of shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like going into the game, like just watching how that game played out, like I loved how they didn't call no flags at first. I was like, all right, this is a physical game.
It was clean.
Yeah, it was a clean game. Even though there was like, obviously there were some holding calls here, there. We know that we saw what the ones were. But going into that fourth, I'm like, all right, like people said, this is where the magic probably going to happen. You know what I'm saying? And what really swung the thing for me was two things. One, after the what was it? After the touchdown, the Higgins touchdown, Cuz on the field, who's the fifth string on the damn team. I'm like, that's some.
Oh wait, you mean after the interception?
Yeah, when they
was that after the interception or was that the?
No, it was a touchdown.
It was a touchdown or the interception.
No, it was interception. It was interception.
I thought it was an interception.
It was just the interception because they had to start inside that 20. Yeah.
No, it was after the.
It was just the interception. That was that first pick. Because they
the Bates pick.
Yeah, because they would have had that. It was close to the end of the half.
Yeah, and they cut it in half. So I'm like, we starting at the 10 instead of the 20.
Yeah,
and I'm like, bruh, that is some Cincinnati shit. Because that is some Cincinnati shit. Because I can see that was just some Cincinnati shit.
It took you back to the what's his name, the coach that was there before.
Oh, Marvin Lewis days and shit. Yeah, like it was just like that undisciplined shit. Where it's like, bruh, you're not even dressed. It's the bleeping Super Bowl. What are you doing on the field?
That was the wildest shit.
It's the wildest shit. And he looked like he came from never mind. But the other thing was we pissed off Aaron Donald. It was that sideline. It was that sideline scuffle.
I said it,
and I was like, bruh, because the offensive line for 3 quarters held up probably the best I've seen going against that front four.
I said it.
Like I was like, bruh, whose offensive line is this? Because Aaron Donald ain't getting to none of these motherfuckers. Like they like the blocking schemes was beautiful. As best as you can expect from how shitty this line is. And then that scuffle happened. I'm like, that's again some Cincinnati shit. Why are you poking the bear?
Why did you think that was the turning point for them?
Because I knew he was angry. He was frustrated. And when he pushed him down, they actually did right. They
supported their QB.
They protected their quarterback.
They just fucked with the wrong nigga.
But that's what I was gonna say. But the nature of that beast and getting him
different.
I put in the chat at that moment. I said, leave him alone. You don't want that. That is not what you want.
The reason why I knew he was gonna go off was because he was so restrained in the middle of all of that melee. Like if you saw, he was just like this. He was just like this. And when they just panned in his face, you saw it all. It was written on his forehead.
See his eyes.
He was like, I'm about to fuck y'all niggas up.
You can see his eyes.
You can see it. You can see it.
You should have called a flag on him.
That is.
Well,
Burrow gave himself up and was going out of bounds.
Yeah, like he did that.
But he was still in bounds.
He was technically still in bounds. It's a technical thing.
He was going out of bounds. It should have been a flag. 15 yards. I've seen him call that.
Nah, you can't call it unless. Now, if he was out of bounds,
not in the Super Bowl, Ken.
Yeah.
If he was Brady, if he was one of the good old boys, you may see a flag. But like you said, these are both young.
He was running and he went to the sideline. He was clearly going out of bounds.
Was he inbounds or out of bounds?
He was. They say when you're giving yourself up, when you're going out of bounds.
The only thing about giving yourself up is if you're sliding. If you're not
I
sliding,
swore I heard it. If you're going out of bounds,
not if you're going out of bounds.
No.
If you're inbounds, you're a runner.
If you're inbounds, you're a runner.
Okay.
Whether you're going out of bounds or not, that's.
I'll defer to y'all.
That was a legal play. If what I was looking to see though is if he was already out and then you hit him, then that's the flag. But if you on your way out, it don't matter.
I could have swore I seen him call that before, but
But
It
nah,
doesn't
yeah.
matter.
To me, that was the play because then he just went. He was just on a tear. Like he could not be like it was just like Leonard, and then also give credit to Leonard Floyd, Vommer. They all got sacks. I see everybody. It was a
at that
sack
point, it
day
was
after
sack.
that.
Yeah, it was like 5 in the second half.
And it was insane. So then from there, it was just like Burrow was clearly frustrated. He was damn. Both quarterbacks almost got injured, pretty much on the same shit, like ankle
Yeah.
injuries.
They
or
did.
whatever.
That was scary.
So it was just like I was like, just let's end the game. I just wanted like let's just kick the ball, let McPherson end it somehow, some way.
Oh, he was enjoying the sidelines.
He was
The
ready.
Oh, he was out at the halftime show.
ready.
I saw that shit.
Hey, he was ready. He was ready.
He wasn't worried about this damn game. He said, "Y'all just call me when you need me."
Right.
But the last key point for me, before even that final drive, was when when Awuzie got the interception right after we scored that Higgins touchdown
Off the tip.
Man. And then we didn't score a touchdown. We settled for a field. You could and Burrow was pissed about that third down play because I think he has somebody and he just couldn't get. It was a sack instead of it being
Donald just manhandled whoever that offensive lineman was.
He just got to him, and then it was just like fuck. Because now we up 20-13 instead of 24-13.
Yeah, it's still a game,
and it's still a fucking game.
Yep.
So they could have took the soul.
If we would have scored, then there's no way because you people like if you watch that game, they couldn't get to the field goal range.
They couldn't do shit.
They couldn't do shit. So that's when I was like, that's what I said that all playoffs. I was like, we keep settling for field goals, not touchdowns. We need to start scoring more. Like even the Higgins possible touchdown that we ended up scoring a field goal, make it 7-3 instead of 7-up.
Yeah.
Or even Jamar Chase when he got that ridiculous one-handed catch.
Hey,
I would say that Jalen Ramsey got exposed in this game.
Well, but see,
this the last moving forward. Jalen Ramsey,
I wouldn't say he got exposed.
He ain't the number one quarterback in the league.
He didn't get exposed.
Somebody gonna take that mantle.
What do you call it, Ken? He didn't get exposed. He did what he normally does, which he give up plays. He gonna make a play, but he gonna give up.
What plays did he make?
Well, he almost got the interception on Higgins. And now Chase got him. And remember last week I said Jalen is going to give up one.
Yeah, I knew Chase was going. It wasn't a question.
The second one.
The second one's his fault. I'm not talking about that.
I'm not.
But Higgins still got off.
Holding that necessarily against him because Higgins, pulled the face mag and he manhandled him.
100.
So
but is Jalen Ramsey the Russell Westbrook of the NFL? Where he's hyper aggressive.
Yeah.
He's gonna make plays, but he's gonna give some of them up too. Like you gotta live with that.
Yeah, but that 75-yarder, that was the longest he's given up in his career. And it was on some
But I'm going on for like the playoffs too, like the Mike Evans TD. Like there's been plays.
But he's always gonna give up one, Nick.
That's those be the crucial ones.
Yeah.
That was a crucial touchdown.
See, the thing about that is the team that he's on, you can afford to make those type gambles and stuff because you're gonna get, you got support on the offensive side of the ball, you got support on the defensive side of the ball to kind of make up for those mistakes. So you can have a Jalen Ramsey like mistake in that offense, and with that team. Whereas on these other teams, you can't do that. You can't get it up.
Well, who we saying the number one corner? Because Jalen be locking motherfuckers up.
He do. And that was my thing, because you saying somebody else going to take the mantle. Who?
Patrick Surtain?
Yeah, come on, man.
He just got here.
I'm saying like he's
tough,
after
1 year.
I'm just saying he may
tough, though.
I'm
not saying he not.
I'm saying make sure you watch him this upcoming season because you know how corners is. Corners they gonna lose it early before they lose it late.
Yeah, corners grow, and he got a great starting point. Put it that way.
Oh, of course.
So in saying that, the way he started out, and the next year he's gonna know the game a little bit more, know some tendencies if he does his homework. That is one to watch.
That's the one I'm looking at. Mm-hmm. And for me, because to me, I love how Burrow wasn't scared to go against him either. Like he was ready. He was when he saw one-on-one coverage, he was throwing it downfield. Mm-hmm.
There was another one that Jalen gave up on that last drive. Jalen overplayed it. It was on a curl, and he went too hard on the inside, and old boy went to the outside.
Well, he got about 20, 25 yards on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a nice. Yeah, he was saw glory, boy. He was about to pick that off and go home.
Mm-hmm.
And he got him. Yep. It was that close.
But shit.
And another big play was the Cooper Kupp 4th down.
The 4th and 2.
Yeah.
The no look?
No, not the no look.
No, that was it was like the hitch. It was like a
running. It was a running play.
It was like a pitch play.
It was a
draw, like
not a screen,
a reverse,
but
whatever you call it,
sweep.
Yeah, it was like a sweep play.
Yeah.
And to me, I was like, bro, if we get this tackle, we win the fucking game.
Right.
We win the trophy's ours.
My whole thing is Cooper Kupp would be the key, no matter what. I don't understand how, you running man on him like that. And not
We didn't. We
Oh,
double
they
teamed.
tried.
They double teamed him.
It was-
Like he just was there. Like, it's like,
wasn't
I mean on just that play.
no, the whole drive. He was.
Yeah.
They double teamed that last drive. There were at least
doubled
two
and
Bengal
triple
players
teamed them.
around him. They just didn't know what to
Sweep.
do.
Yeah, y'all. I'm sorry, that was a sweet play.
Like
That's what it was.
that sweet play is the one that pissed me off because we were getting good run pressure on them the whole game. So they shouldn't let that one be the one. I get the little like dink and dunk shit. You know what I'm saying? Him and Matt Stafford got a crazy chemistry, and that showed in the Super Bowl. But on that one, when that's literally that play, there's obviously we talked about a bunch of plays, but that particular one on 4th and 2, meaning just one more stop and we done.
Yeah.
We can kneel the whole rest of the way.
Yeah.
I didn't like the play call, but I understood it because if you're gonna lose, you got to lose with one of your best guys. It was like, look, these Negroes ain't running nowhere.
He
Yeah,
tried
that was
to.
the
Hey,
best play call.
he tried to throw to Van
Yeah.
Jefferson.
That was the best
He
play
might as well
call.
throw to Van Jones.
Jefferson. Oh my God, Van Jefferson was horrendous.
He was.
Yeah,
He
And
couldn't get
number
over.
18
And he
was
knows to
number
make
18.
those plays though.
I'd never heard of number 18 in my
I
life.
thought Peyton
Me
Manning
neither.
was damn man. I was like, what the hell this white boy?
He came. I think he fucked up on his first pass
First
attempt,
pass,
yeah,
and he
100.
tipped the ball.
He did.
I was
He
like,
ain't see the ball
damn.
since.
He didn't see the ball barely anymore. But I think he called like one more, but nah, he was like non-existent. But I had a feeling, so I didn't like the play call because he's in the backfield. So if they just blitz that play or somehow if they they could have sacked him in the backfield. But when he caught it, when he got the ball, it looked like if he would have kept straight and tried to extend it out, they would have got him. But Kupp was so smart, he just went north and south. He was like, fuck it. He saw a little brief window, and the other guys came through, and he just cut up, and then that was it.
If he kept on going to the side, we would have got his ass. But yeah, he just said, fuck it, I got to go through.
I just need
it's
1
only
yard.
2 yards.
Yeah, that's all I needed. Nothing else mattered.
And he got like 6 and 7 on that. I'm like,
Yep.
that was the drive. That was the drive. I was like, all right, this is like fucking Joe Montana
Yeah. So,
30 years ago.
And what I said at that moment was, they're going to score here. I was like, they're going to score. But what is going to happen when Cincinnati gets the ball back? Because I don't know if I think I said in the chat, it's 2 possessions left.
Yeah, you did.
I knew it was going to come
But
down.
I don't ever like those situations for this reason, especially in this game, because it plays right into the Rams defense. They want you to have to pass. They got the best pass rushers in the league.
Of course they want you to.
Mm-hmm.
But every team wants you to at that point in the game because it's only one thing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why they always say pin your ears back. That's why they always talk about playing with a lead. That's why you want pass rushers.
Right.
Because that'll seal the game. But still, like, I think I was more surprised at the fact that they couldn't get a yard.
That's play calling. That's play calling.
That's 100%.
That's play calling.
And you said it right. Same time almost. There's no reason P. Ryan should have been running that ball.
Nope. He should have been in the Super Bowl.
But that was a big play by Aaron Donald too, though.
Of course,
the way he but that's a
that was the Madden shit. But they grab you and they throw you back.
But every game that every time P. Ryan got the ball, he's third down back, of course. But every time they tried to run him on third down, they had no success early in the game either. So if you're gonna rely on a running game, put Joe Mixon in the game. Just
or do a QB sneak.
Yeah, that's all.
If you don't need if we could have done that twice, granted we would have to keep clocking to save our timeouts, but shit, just get the like you say, just get the fucking yard.
It's the difference between at least in this particular situation, McVay and Taylor. Whereas McVay was like, "I'm gonna give it to Kupp, and we're gonna live or die with this." Whereas Taylor was like, "I'm gonna give it to P. Ryan instead of Mixon."
Right,
bro.
You get too cute.
You not at all.
Mixon was playing well that game.
Oh, he was bodying.
He was leaning forward.
Yep.
That's the thing. He was every play he was falling forward.
Yep.
So
especially once he gave up doing all that damn Le'Veon Bell shit.
Yeah.
Because he loved the damn
that little dance move. Yeah.
He got you behind that line. He like,
I guess so. I'm like, damn, nigga, run. Shit. You don't ran 20 yards.
If his answer to you like, look, I'm trying. You try to run behind this.
You don't ran 10 yards and they went nowhere. It's like,
man, it was just that was just it was play calling. And I knew that was the reason why I didn't want the game to go into the hands of us, not because of Burrow, but because of Zach Taylor and his play calling. Because it's like, bro, when it comes down to certain things, it's like you really just relying on that defense. Defense coordinator, amazing. We're probably gonna lose him this all season to somebody. But the offensive play calling, especially late in the game, was just bad. And I knew from there it was like once it came to 4th and 1 and we're doing shotgun, I'm like, it's a wrap. And it went to P-Ron too.
Yeah. I couldn't believe P-Ron got the ball.
But I'm happy that my Bengals got to the Super Bowl. Shit, I never thought I was gonna see that shit.
That's what I was gonna say.
I never thought we was gonna see that shit.
Yeah, if you can't take nothing else from this game, take solace in the fact that your team overcame all odds to get there, and they performed when they got there. The stage was not too big for that team.
You guys are an O-line away, literally, because everything else is solidified. Defense is, a little bit patchworked, especially in that secondary, but that O-line, once you shore that up, Joe Burrow can go get you one. He's that type. He got that type of moxie. You know what I'm saying? He got top 5 written all over him. I'm not saying he's there yet, but definitely on the way. The weaponry is literally second to none. Like, let's be honest. Like, who has a deeper wide receiving core right now?
Period.
With a running back that's stellar
and
a tight end.
I've been saying, where's Tyler Boyd the whole postseason? Now I see why.
Now you see why he's number 3.
Bro, that pass he dropped,
that was huge.
Man.
It wouldn't have been the first down.
Yes, it would have. I think he could have leaned forward and
I don't know, based on the angle of the DB or the linebacker, it would have been close. It would have been like 4th and 1.
Yeah, it would have been close. But, I was like, dang.
You still got to catch it.
At least catch it. That's the thing. Like, at least give me some type of all right, he can catch.
Yeah, I was like, yo, that's crazy. Because when my cousin-in-law was like, because he said, he was like, man, the Bengals ain't going to score again. And I was like, oh, shit. Because he had been spot on since this whole season about certain shit in the game that happened. Every time he said that shit happened, I was like, damn. And then he said this shit in the third quarter, like right around the middle of the third quarter. And he was like, they got like big momentum plays and they didn't sustain any drives really the whole game. And the one touchdown they got was off some trick shit, like halfback pass. But if you really look at it, they weren't really marching down the field like that. They had one drive where they really marched down the field after the Rams scored. But for the most part, they would get a couple of plays here and there, and then they punted. Mm-hmm. So I was like, so they got the big play. That's questionable, but they got it. And then the tipped interception, and then they got 10 points. And then after that, like, what happens if you don't get those big plays anymore? Mm-hmm. And we saw what happened.
There's no rhythm. There's no offensive rhythm. That's the thing that's the thing about football is choreography. Or how the hell you say that? I know I said that. Choreography.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is. It's rhythm and timing. And when you cannot establish that throughout the game and not understand what's working, what's not working, it's going to be difficult when it comes down, when the lemon booties happen, to go to something that's working because nothing's working.
Yeah, and you can tell that because I'm like, man, this is Joe Burrow. Man, he got the ball. He got plenty of time. Mm-hmm. They'll get down the field. They just need a field goal.
And that's the thing. For me, it was like, I know it's not him. It was the situation. Like the whole situation was meant for us to protect the lead, not for us to win the game. So like that last drive, that 4th and 2 by Cooper Kupp, them flags, it was flag day in that last 2 minutes for the Rams. And then this is what pissed me off too, because before the game, didn't Adrian post in our chat that Eli Apple was talking shit about guarding Odell or whatever?
Oh, yeah, he said he wanted to guard Odell.
So I was like, bro, don't push that shit in my mind. And so I'm looking at Eli Apple the whole game. I'm like, bro. Because even though the touchdown,
he said he knew his tendencies.
The touchdown to OBJ was on Mike Hilton, which I'm fine with because that was the first touchdown he gave up all playoffs. So I'm like, all right, if you want to give it to somebody.
Which is crazy, but I was like, I pointed out Mike Hilton last week, and damn, I'll be damned if he didn't get got.
He got. But that to me, it's just like, you should, if that's the case, they throwing flags, flag them on everything. I want to let's run down this clock, like, because it's gonna be 5 seconds off the clock. But like the fact that they just let Cooper Kupp just have his way was just like, oh, it was so demoralizing.
OBJ came.
No, wait, hold on. It's the word you're using, let. They didn't let him. He did whatever he wanted.
I'm saying like, if I'm saying let by saying like Sheldon said, we know where the ball's going. We know don't let. I would have been holding the whole way.
But see, but Nick, that's even worse. Like, you can't hold the whole way. See, like, when you say let, you're implying that the defense really had an opportunity. But when you are playing against, now we have to say, the best wide receiver in the game.
We don't have to say that.
The numbers say it themselves. I like it, kid. Thank you for the no look. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to say it. Nick, it don't matter if you double, triple team the best wide receiver in the game at the time, bro. They're going to get what they're going to get, especially the way that the rules are set up now. So it didn't matter. You're saying like the defense had an opportunity to stop it.
They did.
No, they didn't.
Was the Logan Wilson, did he not bat the ball down on Cooper Kupp? Was that not the cleanest play?
That was a beautiful play.
It was a beautiful play. And I feel it's a 50-50.
That wasn't 50-50.
He hit, you see his inside had him on the inside of Cooper Kupp.
He didn't hold him. As long as you don't obstruct him, and there was no obstruction in that play. That wasn't even questionable.
Look.
You can touch. You just can't obstruct. And that was he didn't turn him. He didn't touch him. He didn't pull him. He played masterful defense. That's textbook. Yeah.
But there's a little something. That's why I said it's 50-50. In the slow motion, to me, you know what I'm saying? If they called it, I kind of get it. I just felt like the refs were tight
most of the game. That's what I'm saying.
I feel you. When it came down to the last couple minutes, I felt that the refs got tight too. You know what I'm saying? Because that play
Vegas was a 4-point spread.
Vegas started.
They covered it.
Yep.
Hey,
they covered it.
What linebacker? The Packers linebacker, can't think his name. He posted it. He said that very thing today. He was talking about it. All the players been talking about it. Like that was a horseshit call. He was like,
because defense players always look at shit like that.
Yeah,
like,
they was like linebackers aren't supposed to guard wideouts. That was the only reason they made that call. He was like that was something to that, but that wasn't nowhere near pass interference. It was a perfectly played defensive play, and it should not have been called based off how you call the whole game. And you shouldn't affect the outcome. It's Super Bowl. You shouldn't affect the outcome that much like that. If you're not gonna call nothing, don't call nothing.
Don't we say this every year?
Yeah,
it's always a call.
It's some shit every year.
But this game was so beautiful because of the flow. It was just like it was tight and it was contested. You probably can call Jalen Ramsey for pass interference every play if you're gonna call that, because he's hands as anybody. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
So and I guarantee you, if we had the spotlight on him and watched him that whole game, I guarantee you at least 5 or 6 times he held.
I wasn't upset about one of them because I knew they had to make up for the other Ramsey shit. But it was just back to back. And I was just like, all right, they just want them to score. So let's just hurry up and get the ball back and see what happens.
Yeah.
And
I would have loved to see that 4th down play though. I would have.
Yeah, I would. That's what I was anticipating. Like, if we lost on that shit, I'm like, all right, cool. We lost on some goofy shit.
Yeah.
But like on some flag shit, nah.